However, we do not believe that political correctness should be used to stifle intelligent, respectful, however controversial discussion in classrooms. A university is a place of learning and to broaden your minds to new ideas and to challenge your own. Excessive political correctness has no place here.
And when it comes to higher officials running for office, they represent not only themselves, but their constituency in the country and us on a whole global scale. When you have a candidate like Trump, who's spouting out things that are racist, that are prejudiced, and hiding behind it by saying it's the truth, what we are doing is legitimizing those claims. We live in a society where we know someone is not inherently weaker than someone else due to their religion, ethnicity, or personality. We know that someone's value comes from their own ideas and their own rhetoric. As such, we believe someone like Trump should be mindful of what he says because he is stigmatizing an entire group of people in light of being truthful, as he says.
Blunt and immediate exposure to these things will only result in them getting hurt. These things, we, their classmates and their professors, are not their psychiatrists, we are not their family, we have no idea what they went through, and we cannot gauge or judge the extent of how they feel. In regards to safe spaces are, personally I believe, a good idea. I do not know the struggles or the problems faced by various other races or ethnicities. If they need a place to converse, to feel united, then that is their right. A university, while a place for discussion, is also a place where we come together to form new ideas and to understand each other. And in regards to the idea that safe spaces are only meant to protect students from hurtful language, these students are not afraid of hurtful language. They're afraid of what can result from such hurtful language. Before the beatings, before the riots, comes the rhetoric. And these ideas that you're saying, hate, ignorance, and foul language are not new ideas. The result is time. The time has come for new ideas, and safe spaces are one of them.
When we are going to a party called Cowboy in the West, and we're just as Native Americans, we need to ask ourselves, well, how am I dressed? How am I representing this culture? Am I mocking this culture that has been marginalized and stigmatized? Or am I being respectful to the customs? Furthermore, if we are not able to say to ourselves that I'm respecting the culture, then we shouldn't wear the garments. Because ultimately, it comes down to respect. If we don't respect other cultures, in essence, we are taking their practices and subverting them to justify an unfair ideology we may have.
While we sympathize with the Black Student Union struggles and understand that there needs to be dialogue created, we do not believe that abolishing UCI PD is the most effective or correct way to go about it. Removing the UCI PD will do absolutely nothing to remove the current hostile atmosphere that our Black colleagues face on campus. It'll only serve for a moment to appease them and appease some feelings of frustration. But at the end of the day, the goal will not be met. Chopping off one arm does not destroy the entire body. The UCI PD, while in my experience, are good, rational people, and if there is any hostility towards Black students, that needs to be addressed. That needs to be addressed first, and there needs to be a dialogue between the Black Student Union and the UCI PD. If they just cut them off, that'll only create more hostility, and it'll only damage the image of the Black Student Union as appearing as Black militants when they're not. They are friends, they are our colleagues, they are our classmates, they are afraid, they are angry, and they want to be heard. That is all.
when I say trigger warning, I'm being very specific, and I apologize for not being specific earlier. If regarding topics such as rape, and there's a chance that someone in the classroom has gone through that trauma, I think it's appropriate to have that be said in the first day of class, such as this class will go through topics such as rape. I don't believe that applies to historical context, because honestly, my colleague is right. We come to UCI to be challenged and grow. But I'm really suggesting, as a compromise between administrators and students, I think this is a very healthy middle ground. If you think there's a material that might trigger something for some of your students, mention it first day of class, and that's it. Only one day. I don't think that's hard to ask from the administration or from students.
Liberal students and administrators consistently and systematically marginalize conservative ideas and conservative bodies on college campuses across the nation. Their known methods of warfare are hostile intimidation and unjust social stigmatization, rooted in deep ideological intolerance. Is there any way liberals can be re-educated to be more tolerant of others, or should UCI ban liberalism?
You know, I don't know how to answer that question. No, I'm being honest, I don't, Nick. How am I supposed to answer a question that's very loaded? That inherently attacks me for being liberal? That assumes the whole campus is liberal? That assumes that everything's against conservatism? That's not frankly true. Half our student body is conservative. You know, I am tired of this idea that we live in a liberal society, liberal media, liberal this, liberal that. You know what? Stop blaming liberal media for everything. Media is inherently biased because media chooses what to represent. Fox News is biased to Fox News views. CNN is biased to CNN views. And NBC is biased to MSN views. Let's not put this idea of views to college campuses. We're here to be challenged, we're here to grow. So if the question is, should we be more tolerant? Yes, we should be more tolerant. But let's not assume that an entire organization is liberal. Thank you.